My first presenter. This guy is sharp. He's running a school like a businessman, and he's turning the educational system around. President of CSU Stanislaus, Dr. Shirvani.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Let me first express my gratitude to Mr. Gordo and Mr. Barros for inviting me to join you tonight and talk about higher education and its role in economic development. It's not just about improving higher education, but it's particularly about what this evening is all about the economy and recovery of the economy. Certainly honored and delighted to be here. Now, of course, this is certainly very timely because I was just meeting with the governor this afternoon with 14 other presidents and the chancellor of the system, Dr. Reed, and we had a good 45 minutes with the governor. And so a lot of these things that I'm sharing with you, I had to pitch this afternoon, so it's very timely for me. Education is the foundation of democracy and economic prosperity. College graduates will make up tomorrow's workforce and lead our communities into the future. College attendance, even without earning a degree, contributes to per capita income. On average, just having some college adds 25% to earn, according to California Post-Secondary Education Commission. Earning a college degree amplifies the income benefit of the college. Compared to a high school level education, an associate degree increases income by 47%, a bachelor's degree by 108%, and a graduate or professional degree by 189%. Wow. How are we doing in the Central Valley, in particular, Stanislaus County, San Joaquin County, and Merced County? What time is this place? Certainly, we have to look at the, excuse me, K-12 education system. In Stanislaus County, in 08-09, this is the last year the stats are available, out of every 100 students who graduated from high school, out of every 100 students who graduated from high school, 22 were qualified to go to university. That's UC or CSU. 22 out of 100. This is after factoring in the 23% dropout rate. In Merced County, it's 19 out of every 100 who graduate from high school. In San Joaquin County, it's 24 students out of 100. It's 24 are qualified to go to university. Out of these minimal numbers of qualified students, roughly 50% go to college. So those 20 or 19 or 24, only 50% of them go to college. More precisely, the college going rates in Stanislaus County is 45%, in Merced is 53%, San Joaquin is 47%. So considering all the above, means that in Stanislaus County, out of 123 students who entered the high school, 11 entered the university. 123, 11. Less than 10%. Let's not forget that at least some of these 11 students require remediation. I can roughly, and you can would bet with you, at least 40% require remediation. And some of them will never graduate from the university. They just enter after a few years and they never complete. So again, roughly out of 123 students entering the school, we may have 5 to 6 college-educated individuals. 123, 5, or 6. This is the 3 counties almost. I didn't want to bore you with the Merced or Stanislaus. I'm sorry, Merced and San Joaquin, very similar. This is a serious and fundamental problem which is facing us. In a county with 20% unemployment, education should be a top priority. I'm certainly not an expert in K-12 education, but clearly know that there is no simple solution, and this is a very complex and multifaceted challenge. However, I do know that this challenge requires community efforts. This is a fundamental problem we are facing, and certainly an economic development issue. According to Public Policy Institute of California, 2 out of every 5 jobs require a college, 2 out of every 5 jobs require a college graduate. This is an increase from 1/3 in 2005. In absolute terms, the total number of jobs requiring a college education is expected to increase by 4.5 million by 2020. To remain competitive in global economy, California must increase the number of its citizens attending and graduating from college. If current trend persists, California will have 1 million fewer college graduates than it needs in 2025. Only 35% of working age adults will have a college degree in an economy that would otherwise require 41% of workers to have college degrees. So 1 million short. If the state were to gradually raise college attendance rate from the current level of 56 to 61%, don't forget, in these counties is roughly around 50%. We're talking about for the entire state, 56 to 61%. By 2025, increase transfer rate by 20% in the next 15 years, and modestly improve CSU graduation rate, California could close about 1/2 of its projected education gap, adding more than 500,000 new college graduates in the state population. But there were a lot of ifs. Again, you can clearly see what are the roots of the problem. It's very simple, following this wonderful presentation by Mr. Gargo and Mr. Barros, that less educated adults earn less, use more social services, and have higher rates of unemployment than more educated adults. Certainly not suggesting that everyone should have a 4-year college degree. We do have high demand for individuals with a 2-year associate's degree, particularly in technical, vocational, and professional disciplines. That's why it's so important for the community to focus on K-12 education, quality and productivity in this region, to increase the college-going rates to both Modesto Junior College as well as CSU Stanislaus, as well as other public institutions, and supporting both 2-year and 4-year public higher education system. These institutions need your support, financial and other support. Most importantly, there is a need for an acknowledgement and sense of pride towards the significant role public institutions of higher learning are playing in this region and in the state of California. Just at CSU, Stanislaus as an example, with 25% budget cuts in the past 3 years, yes, that's 25%, there is a desperate need for support. This year, the UC, CSU, and community colleges faced $1.4 billion cut. Of course, we had to take at CSU Stanislaus around $9 million. That was our share. But $9 million is substantial for us because added up and created that 25% cut. Now, with the possibility of another $1 billion cut, which CSU cut is $500 million, excuse me, and CSU Stanislaus would be about $14 million. So that's why we were campaigning with the governor. There is certainly a need for a concerted effort for partnership and for the education of the community that places education as a priority. So how do we do that? That's a very clear, with all this economy the way it is either taxes have to go up to pay, or there has to be increase in tuition fees. If this second $500 million fees goes into effect, we're talking about 32% on top of the already 10% fee increases. That means the tuition and fees for California State University, your own local university, for next year could be $8,000 a year. Wow. UC tuition and fees would go, of course, to $14,000. Without it, it's roughly around $6,500 for next year. So this is without books and other. So this is why we invite you to get involved and be a partner with us. We partner with all the public, and I'm not speaking only for CSU Stanislaus, all public institutions. You also have to tell us, in order to help the economy, what expertise and areas you need. We need to hear from you, that what fields, what disciplines you need us to develop and offer. One final point, because my time is over, I just wanted to let you know, take advantage of that. You can never get a college president not promoting its own institution. Just the truth. One final, right here in your backyard, CSU Stanislaus offers 41 undergraduate, 25 graduate, 13 credential and certificate programs, and of course 1 doctorate and another doctorate pretty soon will come. This Friday, we graduate 2,000 students, 2,000 graduates. That is bachelor's, master's, and doctorate. This is our first year of doctorate of education degree. And we generate $300 million annually. Speaking of economic development, beside making a longer term impact, we make immediate impact for every dollar that taxpayers invest in us. There is a return of $5. $5 for every dollar you invest. So education is not an expense, it is an investment. I appreciate the time, and don't ever forget that CSU and UC and all public institutions are engines of the economy. Thank you very much.
So not that I want to get 400 text messages in the next 20 minutes or so, but I did get a handful, and I thought I would read you one. I think Dr. Shirvani's talk should be made available to all junior high and high school students, because really they're the next leg of this economy.